Hello everybody, this is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm camping in Olena and River Rise Preserve State Park in Northeast Florida, one of Florida's first state parks. So, if you're a camper, there are two different campgrounds that you can stay in. One is the Dogwood Campground, located near the ranger station, and the other one is in the Magnolia Campground. I have stayed in both of these. The Dogwood Campground is very hard to get your RV into, but the camping experience may be good for some people. I just found it very hard to get into. If it's raining, it's on a slope, and it was very difficult for me. Today I'm in the Magnolia Campground, which is close to the Santa Fe River, and later on we're going to be going on a hike to the Santa Fe River. And then you can also see that they have some state park trail maps that you can go on many of these different hikes. I tried to go on one of the hikes it was the Dogwood Trail into the Limestone Trail at an earlier time that I was here. But there are many different trails and hiking and even wildlife. As I was rolling in today, I saw a couple of deer, and I haven't seen any tortoises yet, but there are plenty of birds chirping in the background. Here is my campsite. It is campsite number 7, and it has a picnic table. It has a fire ring. Notice that the canopy is out on my travel trailer. Some people may want to observe that. I didn't have that out in my other video that I was showing you my trailer. This particular place only has water and electric, so that's what's hooked up over there. It's a pretty big site that you have. It was easy to pull in compared to some of the other Florida state parks. You can see the playgrounds. You can see some of the original buildings here on the property. Here you can see the picnic grounds that go down to the river. And it's important to note that DeSoto Trail here in Florida and where it's located by Gainesville and Lake City and Tallahassee, and how important the Indians are to this particular area of Florida. And most of the names of some of these parks and even the cities of Florida are named after the American Indians. Here's this pavilion that has a map and some information about that, and the DeSoto Trail. Here's the River Trail, one of the older buildings, group campsites in the background, picnic tables. The town of Leno, originally called Keno for a variation of a lotto gambling town, was settled here in the 1860s, and they had a few cotton gin stores, cotton gin mill, and a hotel sprang up here. And they had railroad construction bypass the town, and by the late 1890s it became a ghost town. And then the Division of Park and Forestry put a station here in 1934. Here's a log in the water. Logging industry was a very important part of Florida history. A lot of the state parks talk about that and how these rivers provided a way to get the logs up and down different channels and canals through the state of Florida. This pavilion shows how the flooding within Olena and River Rise Preserve state parks happens. There are different times of the year when the park does flood, and it's interesting to find out about the topography of each of these parks. Now I'm on the suspension bridge, and you can feel it shake as you go over it. Different parts of it right here. I think you could go swimming in here. I know that they have some canoes. You could go kayaking. There is a landing, and I know at the Wekiva Springs State Park and Blue Springs they have the same kind of landing, and people can go swimming in there. Not sure what they use it for here. This is a part of the river trail, and it goes all the way along the river. Very nice to do at different times of the year. Some of the trails you're not allowed to go bicycling. Of course, it's very bumpy. You can listen to the water, relax, and go on this wonderful trail. Here's another theme at a lot of these state parks in Florida. We have sinkholes, and you can see that how the land goes up and down, and that's a part of the sinkhole. Part of the rich history of Oleno State Park is in the crossing of the Santa Fe River, and as early as 7000 BC, Native Americans used bridges such as this to cross the Santa Fe River. And in this video I'll be taking the river trail. It was a very nice trail to take one evening after dinner, and I want to say that the Magnolia Campground, especially compared to the other one, which is even further out from the Magnolia Campground, which is the Boxwood Campground, just traveling from the Magnolia to the other part of this park, I saw more wildlife there than anywhere else. I walked into a deer. I didn't have my phone on. I was trying to upload a video, and I was about 10 feet away from a deer. And I just stood there and I looked at him and he looked at me. And there's cardinals, there's birds flying, maybe some hawks or eagles in the air. And somebody reported that there was a 10-foot alligator in the river one day. People also do have the opportunity to swim here. And there, at the end of the evening, as I was walking back on the river trail, there were some people swimming in there and relaxing. Here's an example of a sinkhole. This is where the Santa Fe River ends, and it goes underground and comes out 3 miles south to the River Rise State Park. And it's kind of cool. It just kind of circles if you watch it very. This concludes the video of Oleno State Park in Northeast Florida. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is Salvatore Vinciguerra. Have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, and ring that bell.